What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to SoCal Exploring, and welcome back to the Keep Exploring podcast. So this is a podcast that we're going to be doing from now on. I know I started up back in October, but then it kind of failed after that. But I really want to get into it, and I figure that me and Savannah, my partner in crime, can start doing this more with different topics and such,
Hey guys.
So today our topic's going to be the just HHN 2019 thoughts already. We're going to share a couple of your guys' thoughts that you gave me on Instagram and such, and just talk about a lot of what we think about HHN 2019 this year, what's to come, and I really want to focus on, is us a good fit for HHN 2019? If you haven't seen it, it's a new movie by Jordan Peele. It's kind of the sequel, not really the sequel, but the sequel to Get Out. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and with that being said, let's roll the intro.
I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. You say it's true. And it's like me. And life is human too.
So, Holidays in Hell got announced the other day. You remember that?
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's cool because it's like an original maze, so you don't necessarily know what's gonna come up next, in terms of the whole maze itself, but it's something we've definitely already seen before in the scare zone last year. And the scare zone itself was kind of like a mini maze, if that makes sense. You're going through different scenes and everything, so it's kind of like we've seen it before, but it's cooler to see it more played out, I guess, bigger,
Well, bigger because last year it was like a mini maze, and it was a gauntlet, but it wasn't as big as a normal maze, and it was more spread out,
Mm-hmm.
It was more spread out into different parts, like the maze is gonna be, but it wasn't spread out, and a good spread out was more of you go into the St. Patrick's Day section, and then you walk down this long hallway until you get to the Easter section, and so on and so forth. So it really wasn't compressed scenes like we see in a maze. I don't know, I feel like seeing stuff more compressed and having more visual effects is a lot better than seeing pull around sets, if you just pull. I feel like with some of the sets they just pulled it into that gauntlet the day of. Then again, the gauntlet was kind of its own separate thing, away. So I don't know, but I don't know. I want to see bigger sets,
Yeah.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about when I say bigger sets compared to a scare zone.
Yeah, Trick or Treat? That's what you're talking about, the whole, big room sets?
Or
Or,
just, sets in general, for an example of a
more
big
well-developed.
set. Yeah, more well-developed. Because, in a scare zone, they kind of just, put up props, and it takes them, a day to do?
Yeah.
It doesn't take them long at all. So, with a maze, it's a whole different thing. You take a whole, I don't know, I'm sure construction's already probably started, in the Stranger Things maze, but it's, what is it, April, and I think last year they started construction in May, so obviously that's 5.
That's 5 days away.
Well, no,
you're
yeah,
talking
but
about May?
months wise
Oh.
to HHN.
What is this?
4.
May's the 5th month or
Yeah,
the 6th month?
It's the 5th.
It's the
it's
5th?
month.
Okay, and then September is
It's
the
the
9th
9th.
month, so it's 4 months
months.
away.
Yeah. So I don't know, they take 4 months, but they take a whole year of developing the ideas and such. So it's a lot more than taking a couple of days to build a scare zone, which I'm excited about. But then again, we were there at Monstapalooza when they were describing this, and I don't know, just when they played that trailer, it was just kind of we looked at each other okay, oh, whatever.
I mean, not gonna lie, if you looked around, who was there, you kind of saw, a little bit of disappointment in everyone's eyes, yeah, it's cool, it's, new and stuff, but, I don't know where I'm
It's
going.
just one of those things where, and I said this to you before, but it's just one of those things where there's a lot of fans that HHN accumulated from last year's event because of like Stranger Things, and like it was just really big last year as far as marketing wise goes, and they got all these fans from to go to Monsterpalooza because all these fans don't know what an HHN panel is, so they figured, Horror Nights, let's go to it. They went to it and they were all excited about this Holidays in Hell maze announcements. I almost said Scare Zone. They're all excited about this maze announcement because they've never been to something like that. They don't know what a legitimate like good maze is, and then all of us fans who like know more knowledge about it are just like, okay, like cool, And I feel like a lot of the fans that they accumulated last year only went to the event once and only went to that event to go to Stranger Things and didn't experience anything at all. Like they literally went one night to experience one maze like 5 different times and then they just left. Like that's how I feel,
Yeah. I mean, well, because last year was my first year too. So, like, I didn't really know what to expect. And, all the hype was around Stranger Things. And, like, this is going to be the best thing ever. And, like, which it was. It was pretty cool. But, like, I felt like... I know what you're saying. Like, people only went because of Stranger Things. That's all they saw was Stranger Things. Versus us, like, we kind of looked at every other maze and, like, pictured what it would be like walking in, like, before it happened and everything. Like,
Well, yeah, and obviously you're with me. So it's like... I talk your ear off about everything HHN related. So that's the thing is like it was Savannah's first year last year, but she's well more educated and knowledgeable about HHN just because like I'm around talking about everything.
I have to deal with him talking about this every single minute of our lives.
Yeah, but now you love it, so it's all good. But yeah, like that's the way I felt the vibe was at Monsterpalooza. Like people who are more knowledge of Murdy and like these creations that he's done are just kind of like whatever, and then these fans that were, because the Monsterpalooza line was packed. It was more packed than I've ever seen it at that panel. I mean, Monsterpalooza is a pretty small convention, and the room that they had it in was small, but there were people standing in the back and sitting on the floor on the side, so it was a lot more packed. And I feel like half that convention was there for the panel on that Sunday because it was packed. You can barely walk around in the showroom. But yeah, just that whole factor plays into it. I'm excited for it. It is an original maze, but it's just I have some scares in my concerns. Not scares, concerns. But concerns about the scares are like I said this in my pros and cons video is it gonna be scary? Like, I don't know, it's just seeing the characters from last year, seeing the characters into a maze, are they gonna be scary? Like, we've already seen them. Like, I don't know, I just seen...
Well, but like, in movies, you kind of see, like, Stranger Things, like, you saw the Demogorgon before, but yeah, like, you were still scared. Like, in all their other movies, like, their IPs, like, you've seen the characters, but you still get scared. Like, I know you've seen this one in, like, real life now, but, like, here comes Stranger Things 2, Like, we've seen the maze, the first one. Like, we kind of know, but I still feel like we're gonna get scared just because, the whole thing's gonna be rearranged.
Yeah, it's just a whole thing of, are they gonna do the scares in a scare zone? Because, obviously, like, this is, like, the big topic is, it's so much different compared to a scare zone being in a maze. But are they gonna do the scares different, or are they just gonna have them, like, walking around, like, just walking in their individual rooms? Or are they actually going to have the jump out of a wall and strobe lights? I'm sure there'll be one or two in there, but are they going to base the maze off that? Or are they just going to be walking around in there kind of like, boo, That's my concern. But I can see what you're saying about the movies and TV shows and stuff. It's just my concerns, that and the fact of it already seems corny because of the vintage postcard idea. Like, that alone, just, like, I don't know. It just kind of scares me. Like, the facade, like, So, like, do you think that you're going to go through the middle of the postcard or the side of the postcard?
I think the postcard's going to be on top. And, like, or, like, not necessarily on top, but I think, like, stop. I see your face right there. Stop laughing at me. No, like, I think... like, the design of the postcard is kind of be, like, on top, and then, like, like the white. I don't know how to explain them, but through the middle. I say through the middle of the whole postcard.
Well, yeah, and I mean they've done entrances like this before. Like I related to Blumhouse in Orlando. I don't know if you've seen that picture.
No.
But Blumhouse in Orlando, they had a giant square, of the, and it had like the Blumhouse intro, like the chairs and stuff flying around, and then it just said Blumhouse on it, and you entered through the middle, and like that was it. It was like a postcard, but it was just like they painted the little curtains or whatever that you'd go through in a maze to look like it was a part of the facade. So that's the way I see it going. Or they could pull like how they did with Trick or Treat last year, where we went through the side of the house, and not the actual like middle part. And we went through the side of the house. They could just like you could go through the side of the postcard, which would make more sense if they wanted to do more lighting effects on it. But being in the Persian courtyard, I don't know if that'd be a great entrance for us to go through the side instead of the middle. Cause do you remember
Sorry.
if Murdy said that there's gonna be something before the
I
actual
don't
maze?
remember him saying that at all. I only remember him saying about the scare zone afterwards.
Yeah, I think all he's talked about was the scare zone after, which Dark Christmas, I believe. I don't think that we're gonna have like a whole little beginning section like we've had the past 2 years with Blumhouse and Universal Monsters.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, like the whole beginning before you get to the actual facade. Like, you know, on Universal Monsters, you went into the cemetery first and saw Frankenstein and everything.
Oh.
And then you went to the actual facade, like the actual maze.
Actually, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. They had that the year before,
yeah,
too,
yeah,
with
yeah.
Blumhouse. And it's like you went through the whole purge section,
Yeah, I
and
get
then you
what you're
got to
saying
the
now.
actual, like, theater facade or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't think Murdy talked about that, though. I don't think he said that we were going to be getting that. I don't know. All I remember is the ending scare zone, the Dark Christmas scare zone. So, I don't know, because I hope this facade looks good. I really hope they, like, do some visual effects or something on it. I just don't want it to come out looking trashy and just, like, it's gonna look like it's a part of daytime Universal. Like, it's gonna look like it's just, like, a fun little thing for the kids or something. Like,
I don't think they're gonna make it look fun. I think
well, no, I think that they're gonna make it look scary.
but like I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like, it's just gonna be a giant, a rectangle.
Walking Dead Part 2?
Yeah, Walking Dead Part 2. Well, a couple of years ago, they used to have daytime tours where you could actually walk into the maze during the day. Like, anyone can do it. And they always used to do that in the Persian courtyard. But they don't do that anymore. Obviously, that'd give away too much. And the event's blown up too much for them to give something like that away.
Well, didn't Orlando do that last year?
Where you walk in during the daytime?
Or wait. Someone did it last year, right? With Stranger Things?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did it last year, but that was towards the end.
Oh, you're talking about like before the whole
yeah,
event even starts?
a couple years ago, no, like during the event, a couple years ago, you used to be able to, like, every time from the beginning, so like say opening night was September 16th, on September 16th, the next day after, you can walk through the maze during the daytime, and then so on and so forth. Last year, though, Stranger Things, they had a walking tour of Stranger Things for like 3 days at Hollywood. I think they had it in Orlando too, but you could walk in like a guided tour. But that was like towards the end of the event. That was like in November.
Yeah, I remember you saying how you were so upset that he wanted to go do it.
And just like I think that it would have been cool to see it in the daytime, but it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like it's in a sound stage, so it's a lot different seeing that in the daytime compared to seeing an outdoor maze, because like if you walk through a sound stage during the daytime in the maze, I just feel like it's the same thing, just with a little more lights on.
Well, yeah, because there's no sunlight.
Yeah, and just like no characters, like, so it's just kind of like whatever. But enough with the holidays and hell talk. I'm happy about the maze. I'm just a little disappointed that was our next announcement. If we had to choose when we got announcements like that, I just wish that one was like the 5th or like the last one. But I'm gonna turn to some of the questions on social media. I guess we'll pull up my Instagram real quick.
Cool.
Okay, here we go. So, Scully_Bones1 said they should just put the Krampus characters in Holidays in Hell. Or they should... This is the way I read this. They should just put the Krampus characters in Holidays in Hell, question mark? The Krampus characters, I mean, I think that they're going to be at the end at the Dark Christmas Scare Zone. But I think the whole Christmas area of the actual maze is going to be based on Saint and Santa. So I don't think the Krampus characters are going to be in the Christmas Scare Zone, Christmas area of the maze. Christopher_OTF said, or asked, do you think Halloween 2018 will be at HHN this year? And what are you hoping to see this year? That's a good question for you. You can answer about that one.
Yeah, I do think Halloween 2018 is gonna come. You know, like, Halloween has, like, from what Scott said and what I've seen, like, online, obviously, it's always kind of been a maze there for, like, 4 years, 3 years, something like that. And, like, I do think it's gonna come. Because, you know, it's just, like, a staple type of maze. Like, I don't know, for me, like, unpopular opinion, but, like, that was like my favorite maze. Like, I thought it was cool. I was kind of, like, the scares I thought were really, like, I don't know, they got me in there. And I do think it's gonna come, just because it was a good movie and everyone was so hyped for it and everything that, I don't know, I think it'll come over here.
Is that what you're hoping for this year, too?
Oh, hoping? Yeah, I'm hoping for it to come. Like, I'm hoping for Halloween 2018 to come and, like... Well, because I feel like this way I'm actually going to really understand. Because, like, you know how we saw the Halloween movies before, like, the actual event? Like I wasn't a huge fan of, like, those type of movies before, so, like honestly, like, I didn't really pay much attention to the actual film itself. Like, when we saw Halloween 2018, I thought it was, like, cool. I thought it was a good movie. But,
well, now you're more into the fact of, like, watching horror movies and being like, oh, that'd be a good maze, or that wouldn't be a good maze, you know?
Yeah.
So, as far as my answer goes, I think it could come, but I'm leaning towards no, only because of I see it being a replacement maze. Just like last year.
Wait, what does that mean?
A replacement maze is something when they scratch the first maze idea that's supposed to be there, and then they put a new one. Because, like, it was originally supposed to be a Halloween 2018 last year, I think. But then, like, rights got in the way of it and everything, so then they're just like, screw it, let's do Halloween 4. And it just, like, they're already designing the maze and everything. And then they just replaced it with Halloween 4. Either that or, like, The Conjuring, I forget which one it was. I don't know. Some maze got replaced last year, but Halloween 4 was a replacement maze. Now, I see Halloween 2018 being a replacement maze. I mean, it's just, like, it's a year later, and I don't know how well branding would go. But I think it may be a replacement maze. Like, something's not going to work out. Someone's going to get all salty about their rights and everything, and they're going to replace it with Halloween 2018. That's just the way I see it coming. But it's a strong possibility that's going to come. I do believe that. The fans love seeing Michael Myers there, so even though the maze wasn't that good last year, and you liked it a lot.
I did.
But the general public took... not very good. There's actually a lot of people that said that the maze was good and that enjoyed it. Like, a lot of people were like, no, like, I don't know what people are talking about. Like, I think it's a good maze and stuff like that. So, you know, what can you do? As far as what I'm hoping for this year, I am hoping that we get Us. Now, that brings us into our next topic, because I so heartily want Us to come to the event. Everybody said Get Out would be a good maze, right? And then I knew Get Out would not be a good maze. Like, I told everybody this. I told all my friends, I mean, when I was friends with them. I told all my friends that, like, Get Out's not going to come, but everybody said that Get Out was going to be a good maze. And it wasn't. Murdy confirmed it himself at Midsummer Scream, that he was like, you know, like, oh, everybody wants me to do Get Out, but, like, how would you do Get Out? Like, it's not scary at all. Like, yeah, he's done mazes that aren't scary, but, like, Get Out is just, like, it would not work well with a good maze. And as soon as I watched Us at the end of it, I knew it'd be a good maze, guys. Like, just, like, imagine the Santa Cruz, like boardwalk, like mirrors facade or whatever as the facade, and then you walk in. They have this effect of you walking underground, and you go into the room full of bunnies that are sitting there. Obviously, they wouldn't use real bunnies, but they do something like puppets or something. I don't know, something like that. And Universal has a good way of doing that, but I don't know, guys. That's. I think that us can come. I'm gonna talk about a YouTube comment right now that someone left me about it. It's from Royal Bear, and they said, I think us would be good as a terror tram for HHN, or maybe even a scare zone. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I never thought of that. Like, 'cause we've only talked about it becoming a maze. But, like, I could totally see it as something like that. Like, I'm trying to think. I don't know necessarily terror tram, because, like, what type of story would they tell before? Like, the Making America, whatever it was, the Holding Hands Across America, like, intro commercial.
I could see that. Like, I could see them, like, you get on the tram and they playing that commercial of Holding Hands Across America, and then, like, oh, you're gonna get off, and, like, that's gonna happen, or, like,
Yeah.
you're gonna encounter all these people that look like you.
And
Stuff
then
like that.
instead of seeing the naughty bad doggies, you see everyone in the red jumpsuits.
With scissors. Ooh, but that, would that work well for theming? Because would they be holding scissors, or would they be holding chainsaws?
Is like chainsaws like a theme that they do
that's like
every
always
year?
a thing. That's like you get off the tram and it's always chainsaws. So unless they change it, I'm pretty sure people would be pissed.
Well, yeah. What are they gonna do? Freaking go snipe, snipe, snipe?
But okay. So like the more that I think about it being a terror tram thing, the more that I can see it being a reality. Like in that little Bates Motel area, they have so many cars and trucks that they use. They could do an effect where the little boy is blowing up the car, just like stuff like that.
Or what about in Toxic Tunnel? Instead of Toxic Tunnel, it's us.
Yeah, but they wanna.
But like there, it's like.
I can see what you're saying.
I don't know.
They can put flashing red strobe lights or something, and or like black and white strobe lights. So it's like.
Well, I'm just thinking of like if it was a smaller.
Scare zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I think Rudy was talking about something about the Toxic Tunnel being a new design this year or something like that. A new experience. But I could see us out of the scare zone or terror tram. I think it'd make more better and more better. That sounds completely wrong, but it'd do better. It'd do better in a scare zone. I believe, at least. And I think that scare zone should be down in the lower lot. Like, in the lower... Like, not the back lot, not the tunnel, in the lower lot. Like, I think that it'd fit well there.
Where?
Like, just the whole area in the lower lot. Like, you get off the escalator, and then you have these crazy people in red suits wanting to freaking cut your head off.
Oh, I was thinking of the back lot.
No, like,
I get
lower lot, like
confused.
Jurassic World, Transformers, all that. Not the back lot. I could see it being down there. I want it to be a maze. That's what I want it to be. But I don't want it to have no chance at all of coming to the event. Which I'm sure they already all have it set and everything, and they have everything all set. But scare zones and terror tram, I'm sure they don't have set. I'm sure they have ideas, but I'm sure they don't have those set.
Yeah.
Especially terror tram. They came up with the terror tram idea a month before last year. So
Well, didn't you say it was just the same thing as it was 2 years ago or something like that?
yeah, and it wasn't even supposed to come. It was supposed to just be no terror tram. Just people are saying this year, there's gonna be no terror tram, But what is Horror Nights without the terror tram?
Yeah, you even it being my first year going, the ending, the whole final chase out thing, I felt that's such a
a historic thing.
It's an iconic,
Yeah.
Event that what's closing night without that,
Yeah, and it's just what, like I said, what's Horror Nights without that. Like it's a Terror Tram is one of those things that, like, one, it helps with crowds. Two, everybody depends on it being there. Three, it's just like a fan favorite. Like, I hate on the Terror Tram a lot because I just think that they need to look into it and do it better. But it's definitely one of my favorite experiences to do, and I will always say that it's like one of my favorite experiences to do. Getting on the tram, it being dark and eerie, driving to the Whoville section, and then getting off and just hearing those saws and them chase after you and stuff. It's such a cool experience. I wish they'd do it better, but it's just such a cool experience.
Yeah, and taking a break from walking.
Yeah, taking a break from walking. Even though you have to walk, you still just, like, you sit on the tram, you walk, and then you sit on another tram. But you still get that thrill of being at a horror event. You're not just, like, sitting, and that's it.
Yeah, and I feel like with the whole Terror Tram thing, like, it kind of adds, like, the scariness factor. Like, you're stranded there, you know? Like, the tram dropped you off there, like, in a maze. Like, you know how there's all these exit things? Like, I guess if you were really scared, like, last year I saw someone, like, just dip.
Yeah.
Like, over there, it's like, you're kind of stranded there. Like, you kind of got to go through
You have to
everything.
walk it through, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. It's, I don't know. I think that the Terror Tram will always be an original concept. It was always The Walking Dead, and the one year they did it as The Purge and Scream and stuff. But I think from now on, it'll always be an original thing. As far as the Us Scare Zone goes, I think that's more of a possibility than a maze. Like I said, I want more of a maze. I can see it more of a maze. I think that there's tons of content to work with in the movie for it to be a maze. But as far as rights go and everything, and as far as creativity goes, I feel like it would work better in a scare zone.
Who, like, did the movie? Was it...
I think... Isn't it 20th Century Fox? Or no, Blumhouse. Yeah, Blumhouse.
What? It's gonna be a Blumhouse Volume 3?
No, I'm stupid. It's Blumhouse. Why am I even thinking about that? Blumhouse does that movie, yeah. It could be in Blumhouse Volume 3. Yeah. Or it could just be another Blumhouse movie. So no, now that I'm over here thinking, like, who owns freaking the Get Out and Us? No, Blumhouse does. And as far as rights go, I don't know if Blumhouse owns the full rights, because Blumhouse is a part of, like, a different company or whatever. But like Murdy and Jason Blum are, like, best buds. Like, we've seen it. One year they did all Purge scare zone. Like, the whole park was purged, and they did Blumhouse Volume 1, then they did Blumhouse Volume 2 last year, and a first Purge maze.
Oh yeah, huh?
And the Purge has literally come to the event, like, 5 years in a row.
See, if the Purge can come back that much, then Halloween should be able to come back that much.
Well, Halloween is in Blumhouse, though.
Just saying.
But yeah, guys, like, I can see there being an Us maze in them, but, like, obviously Universal would have to promote it as Blumhouse Us, you know, like, because they'd always be like, Blumhouse is the first Purge. It wouldn't be just the first Purge. When you'd see it in advertising, it'd always be like, Blumhouse is the first Purge. Come experience it, you know. So yeah, I see it being a high possibility of coming. That'd be cool. In a Blumhouse Volume 3 maze, no. I don't want to see a Blumhouse Volume 3. And I think we can do that as a small topic right now. I don't think that Blumhouse Volume 3 is a good fit for HHN. I think they failed both times. They don't need to fail again. You know?
That's harsh.
Obviously, you didn't go through the first one, but, like, you went through the second one and you saw, like, how bad that one was.
Okay, like, before me would have been like, that was the best maze ever. Like, you know, there was no scares. Like, I'm good. Because, like, when it comes to this stuff, like, I literally almost had an anxiety attack, like, before going to Stranger Things. Like, I cannot handle this stuff. But, like, now, after experiencing everything, like, yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. And just, like, the ending scene, too, the girl scene, that was, like, complete garbage. That was just all black walls and just a demon that nobody knows. And the girl character didn't even look that cool at all. We saw her, like, once in the maze. Right? Yeah, once in the maze.
Once.
And once in the maze, and then another time on a screen. But it looked stupid.
Oh no, I like hardly even remember
Yeah,
the whole Blum because it didn't leave an impact. Like,
exactly. Like you don't remember a maze when it doesn't leave an impact.
yeah, and we walked through that how many times?
Like I remember like the full like walkway and like the set of it, but I don't remember like the minor details as I would like Stranger Things, you know?
Like I remember that whole entire maze.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's only the ones that leave an impact. And some, don't get me wrong, some mazes leave an impact even if they're bad because it's just like a joke. Like first Purge, I remember like a ton of stuff from that just because it was such a joke, you know. But it was just a fun maze to go through. But Blumhouse was just boring and like once you got to like a certain part of the maze, it was boring to walk through. Like you didn't want to walk through it anymore. You kind of just wanted to leave, not because you were scared, but just because it was boring. And there's like, and it got so stuffy in the black wall section at the end. So, and as far as I'm speaking, Blumhouse Volume 1, it was better than Volume 2, but it was still bad. Like, it was just, the Purge scene, the Purge area was cool because it was a gauntlet again, so it was cool. But then you went to Happy Death Day, and it was really bad, and just wasn't that great either. And then you went into Sinister, which I don't even know why Sinister was a part of the first Blumhouse installment, but it was there, and just, I don't know, guys, it wasn't very good at all. Coming from my standpoint, that was 2017. That was the year of Horror Nights' failure. But I don't know, Blumhouse Volume 3, definitely not. But Us, owned by Blumhouse, yes.
What if they do a little quick surprise? Blumhouse Volume 3, Get Out and was Us.
If they wanted to bring Get Out, then that's how they'd have to do it. Is Us, Get Out, and something else. The Girl reimagined. Again, this time she's scarier and she has a demon.
Is it always like 3 themes or something? Was that like the 3rd theme?
Well, yeah,
last
that
year?
was the third thing was The Girl, because there was no like big Blumhouse hits that came out last year that was like we can have 3 things, you know, like this year, like Happy Death Day, To You, and Us. That's it. Like, I don't know. It was just Blumhouse
No,
Volume 3.
Happy Death Day, no. Like,
No, they already failed once with that. They shouldn't do it again. And Happy Death Day to You, I don't know, spoilers alert, but it wasn't a very good horror movie. It was just more of like
don't even.
a calm.
It was a freaking romance movie.
It was a rom-com / horror-com. 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 Horror-com rom.
I don't know.
Horror-com rom.
It was not. They had like one scare, that's it.
Yeah, it really wasn't that scary at all. I don't know. But it's just all in general. Our last topic before we end this podcast, Stranger Things. Thoughts?
I don't really have any thoughts. Like, it's gonna come back, let's see what they do.
It's just kind of like one of those things where you expected it already. So it's just like, cool. You know? Like, yeah, I'm excited about it, but it's just like one of those things that everyone expected. So it's like, cool. Like, they're going to do the demo dogs, and that's it. What about the bonus scene of season 3? What do you think that's going to be like? You think it's going to be a whole room, or do you think it's going to be like tons of different
bonus
rooms?
Scene?
Yeah, it's going to be a bonus season 3 scene. I don't know if it's just going to be one set, or if it's going to be like an extended part of the maze. What do you think?
One set.
Yeah, one set.
I think it's going to be one big set that kind of gives a glimpse into, season 3, but I don't think they're going to do any type of elaboration on that.
I hope Murdy doesn't try to. I really hope that he doesn't try to like jam pack season 3 into this maze that already is based on season 2, because then it just kind of suck, you know. I just hope that it's just one scene of like here's just scary monster.
Just a little cherry on top. That's all we need. Yeah,
exactly. Just one last scare, and that's it. And I'm hoping that we have actual living characters scaring us, not some freaking Dustin statue that went viral over the internet.
There was that one little guy. Wasn't he real? The one sitting on the floor.
Oh, Will? Yeah. See, they did Will. Like,
well, he was like the main person though, and like,
yeah, but they could have done the other characters. like Murdy's whole thing was, yeah, we can't get kids to like work the event and stuff like that. But like,
There's plenty of people who look like little kids.
yeah, they probably just found some like smaller guy there,
Uh-huh.
and then just like put a wig on him, and now he looks like super young, and he's short. They could just find that. There's so many people that apply to be scare actors at Universal. Whether they're good or not, if you find someone that's short,
And looks like the character.
yeah, you're gonna get the job. Or like anything, like if you're extremely big and Halloween's coming to the event, then you're gonna be in Halloween. You're gonna be in Michael Myers. Like if you're like over 6 foot tall and like bulky, you're gonna be a Michael Myers. Like it's, and if you're more like lean and like fit, you're gonna be a Saul person in the opening. It's just like that's how it works. That's what they base a lot of it on talent too. Don't get me wrong, they look at the talent, but they look at the costumes because they already have these costumes all panned out and everything. You know, they already know the exact measurements. They're just like, okay, that guy is like perfect for our costume. He's like big enough for it, and
Well, yeah, they don't want to have
That's
a
where it's
little skinny guy being a Michael Myers, even if he has all the talent, you know.
oh yeah, like
it's not gonna
if he's
fit.
scary, but he's like 5'5", they're not gonna be like, yeah, let's have this medium-sized dude like go in and be Michael Myers and scare people. Yeah, like no, it's like if you're more on the shorter side, for a leprechaun, like you're gonna be a leprechaun, you know. But yeah, that's how they base it off of. I don't even know. Like that's just I feel like they can bring actual people that look like kids into the Stranger Things.
What do you
maze.
think you could get casted as?
If I were to audition as a
Scare actor?
a scare actor, I think that I'd be a more slender person in a scare zone. Like if I were to get casted for last year's event, then I think I'd be the bunny in Holidays in Hell.
The bunny?
Yes, just because he was more of like a medium size and he was skinnier. That's where I see it. Like I don't see myself being any other character. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of probably a character that's getting killed. But as far as last year goes, I'm trying to think of someone that I'd like be perfect.
You
for.
could be Will.
I could be Will. Yeah, I could have been Will. I think I have a little bit too tall of a body though.
I think they could mask that up pretty good with a bunch of...
I think that they only had 2 Wills. Usually they have like 3 or 4 characters of each person, but I think they only had like 2 Wills. So, I don't know. I could have been a Will. I could have been... No, I can't have been a Sam. Sam was too tiny.
Yeah, he was way too short.
But the ones that were in the boo holes, you don't know how tall they were.
Oh, yeah. Sam was so cute. You can almost give me a hug.
The tiny Sams. I love the Sam in the Scare Zone.
I could have been an excellent blackout character.
Yeah, I would have probably gotten casted as someone that like moves like the little puppets around. Like I would have been pushing my hands in the hallway of Stranger Things on the
Yeah.
scaring people.
Just a regular person, though. Why not be the one that says, go this way, go that way?
No, a blackout actor?
that's what I
No, that's
said.
not blackout. That's
What is it
maze
then?
control, something like that.
I want to be that. Like, one day, guys, I'm telling you right now, like, I'm going to be that person to tell people which way to go. That's what I want to be.
In the black walls too, where nobody can see and
Yes,
you're holding your
like, go this way. That's
bright
what I
light.
want to be.
Oh god.
But, like, in the black wall section, because I know the ore's going to come back. But, like, I don't want to be next to, like, a scary person, because then I'm just going to freak myself out.
Oh no, not if you just see the same scare every day.
No,
and you're
I'll
gonna
be
hear the
scared.
loud sounds, you know. But I think that does it for this podcast, guys. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna start doing more of these, and thank you for all the people who put your comments out there. There's more, but I don't want to spend a whole 10 minutes reading comments. So if you guys do want to have the chance to be featured in some of my podcast/videos, make sure you're following me on Instagram at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. You can check out Savannah's Instagram at sab.x.o. And yeah, I'm always posting interactive content on Instagram, so make sure to check that out. And I guarantee you'll have the chance to be featured in one of my videos or podcasts. So check that out and subscribe, like I said already. Turn on those bell notifications so you can be notified every time we upload a new video and be one of the first to interact. check out my website, SoCalExploring.com. I've been writing a lot on there, and there's definitely a lot more content as far as details-wise goes that you wouldn't see on my Instagram or YouTube. So that wraps it up for now, guys. Thank you for sticking around with us for these past 40 minutes or so. That was a nice voice crack at the end. Thank you for sticking around with us. Savannah, you want to say anything to end it off?
Sorry for my sickness and all my coughing throughout. I hope I got through my awkwardness throughout the podcast. But yeah, it was cool, and I look forward to doing more.
You're not a guest. This is your podcast too. You don't have to say thank you.
Thank you, Scott, for having me out today. Really appreciate it. See you guys next time.
Oh my god. Alright guys, positivity is key. I'll see you on the next one. Remember to keep exploring. Peace.
Peace.
Love the way you're freaking